Hey, Bobcat Nation, Al Weston here. It's time once again for the Bobcat Coaches Corner. It's the first one of the year with head coach Gretchen Krumdieck. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're going to wrap up the season today. We didn't get any during the regular season, unfortunately, but we'll get a chance to talk all about the first year of Georgia College volleyball today. Tell me a little bit, just an overarching thought for the season. How did you feel about your team's success?
I think that we had a really great first year. We played some really good talent and competition, and we rose to the challenge on a lot of occasions, and we definitely learned a lot of lessons. We had our bumps and bruises along the way, but as far as the first season goes, I couldn't be happier.
A lot of young players, of course, just one junior, two sophomores, and the rest were all freshmen.
Yep.
How did the group come together? I mean, they're all going through largely the same experience, so I got to imagine your team gelling went pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, they were all on the same page, and they were kind of learning how to work with each other and going from, starting from nothing, really, and that they really embraced the newness and being the fact that they're the first team and starting the program. They love that, and they really took pride in that. So they bonded over that, and we did some other fun little things throughout the year. We took a really nice trip and played down in West Palm Beach, and that was a good thing mid-season to kind of, we played really good volleyball, but then we did some fun things. We went to the beach, did some team bonding. So they really gelled well together.
Tell me about that season opener. I know we tried to blow it out as best as possible.
Yeah.
We got even more attendance than I thought we would get from Bobcat Nation. Over 2,500 people for a volleyball match. I think it was third in the state of Georgia college history. I mean, tell me about the atmosphere there and everything leading up to it as well.
It was crazy. Just leading up to it, there was a lot of buzz on campus. You could tell from the first day the students got on campus. Everybody was talking about it, which was really cool for me because you never know how people are going to take to something new. But this campus got behind it. Faculty and staff were really excited about it. The girls were kind of celebrities there for a while. Just, anytime somebody saw them, they wanted to talk about volleyball, which they were totally caught off guard. But the first match was crazy, with 2,500 people, and I've never played or coached in front of anything like that, and I just kept telling them, this is going to be a really big crowd, and it's really easy to get wrapped up in it and take care of business on the court and make sure that we do what we're supposed to do, and they did. They played great. They played as a team, and we kind of messed with the lineup, just trying to figure out what's going to work, and even with all that, they still played really well and got us started on the right foot.
It seemed like the best moment to me of that first match that I saw, because I wasn't outside, but we had that bus pull around.
Yeah, that was
and
cool.
drop everybody off. There must have been a lot of emotion associated with that. But the second time that they come out of the locker room for pregame, the first time with the full uniform on and everything's ready to go, just the eruption from the crowd right there. I saw some eyeballs get a little large on your squad. And, it must have been tough to control everything.
Yeah, mine got really big at that. I wasn't really prepared for that moment. I had thought through everything else, and we knew the bus ride coming in and making this big entrance was going to be huge. But I kind of didn't realize that the first time they see them in their uniform, that I wasn't prepared for that. So that was really cool. That was really cool for them. And it was interesting to keep them focused and to not look around, but they did a great job. And sometimes with being such a young team, they don't know any better than to listen to you. So they did, and it went well.
And I think that momentum from that first match really carried over the first conference match against Montevallo. That was a team that, in hindsight now, you probably shouldn't have beaten. I mean, they ended up pretty good on the year and took them in 5 sets. A lot of excitement boiling over, I think, from that opening match. Did you think that had an effect on it?
I do. I think that was huge. I mean, the crowd definitely influenced our play a little bit. Volleyball is a very emotional sport, and it can swing from point to point. And so that was huge. That helped us a lot, and we really fought hard through that match. And that was talk about a roller coaster. I mean, there was one point in the fourth set, I thought we were done. So I just said, go play, and let's see what happens. And we ended up winning that set, and then that carried over to the 5th set. So that was huge for us. So I mean, the fans definitely were the 7th man out there, if you want to say. So
Well, you mentioned that Palm Beach Atlantic trip that you made as well, down there at West Palm. Played 3 matches, also got some time on the beach and to gel as a team again away from campus. Is that something that you think you'll continue in years in the future to try and fit a trip like that in the middle?
It's fun to do those things. I mean, we usually are going to have a bye weekend over, and that just happened to coordinate with fall break, which I think will happen moving forward. But I think it's really good to kind of mid-season, whether you're doing great or whether you're on a terrible losing streak. It's always good to just kind of step back and realize like why we do it, and it's fun to take them places that they've never been. And I've got through coaching and playing, I've gotten to go to a lot of different parts of the country, and so it's kind of part of the experience and one of those bonuses of playing college athletics. So that's kind of my goal, is to do something fun in mid-season like that. So
with the focus on the regionality model in Division II, there's a lot of focus on developing a more well-balanced student athlete, and part of that includes getting rewarded for playing teams that are close to where your university is. So there aren't a lot of opportunities for that large trip like you talk about.
Right.
You come from a Division I background, so you're traveling a good chunk of the country to play volleyball, and these guys aren't going to really have that experience. So it is kind of key to add these sorts of elements in.
Right, and there's a lot of places that we can go, and we're not far from the mountains, we're not far from the beach, so we can do a lot in this region that they may not usually do. So
let's focus on a couple of individuals that we had a little bit of short time left. Obviously, it starts with Rachel Reynolds.
Yeah.
She was an incredible offensive player for you, and just tell me where you think she can go building off of this great first year.
Rachel's the type of player that she doesn't know how good she really can be. She knows she's good now. And so I'm really looking forward to working with her in the off season. She jumps really well for her size. If you saw her walking around, you wouldn't think that she's an athlete. But she has that great volleyball build where, very long limbs, and she jumps well, and she swings really hard and heavy. It's a very heavy attack. So I'm really excited to work with her, get her in the weight room a little bit. But she definitely can challenge to be a conference player moving forward and making those postseason awards. I think that she'll be a good representation for us.
How about Michaela Patterson, your setter all season long, and played that quarterback role for you?
Yeah, she learned a lot. She has come a long way. She's always been very good on the court, and she's gotten a lot better with reading what's going on the other side and knowing when to tip and knowing who to set at the right time. So it's really easy to kick it out to Rachel all the time. And so she started, mid-season, and we talked about spreading the offense so we don't trap Rachel all the time. And she started doing that, and it was really effective.
All right. Well, there you have it, Bobcat. First, the inaugural season for Georgia College volleyball. It was a lot of fun to be a part of, and we're excited about the opportunities that lie ahead, as everybody's going to be coming back on that roster and get to add a new recruiting class as well. Well, that's our time for today. For head coach Gretchen Krumdieck, Al Weston for the Bobcat Coaches Corner.